All right, the flanged coupling. We have equally spaced holes. There are a couple ways you could do this. You could draw an equilateral polygon and then use each one of those vertices to be a point where you put the center of the circle. I think the better option is to use what's known as circular pattern. In this demonstration, we're going to look at sketching a circular pattern. Once we set one of these circles, and I would recommend either the vertical or the horizontal, we can then have this happen a certain number of times based on the center point. So we want it to happen 6 times. They're 8 millimeter diameter on a 58 millimeter diameter center line. We'll add that. So then as we start to extrude these other features, we have this diamond-shaped head, tangent line construction. Going from a curved surface to another curved surface, this does have a radius of 25, we need to add the constraints for tangency. We then have a chamfer, which is 3 millimeters at 45, and we have this counter bore. So the counter bore is a diameter of, where's that? The counter bore is a diameter of 26, and it is 25 millimeters deep. I would not use the hole tool here. Most likely, we're going to have this 20 millimeter diameter hole. We're just going to cut this in 25 millimeters deep. Material, CI stands for cast iron. And we have casting fillets at a radius of 2. This is a broke out section view, with this section being cylindrical. This is pretty common to see the interior details. Watch your overall length. As you start to build up, if I make this base of 10 first, I don't want to then add 70, it's going to be 80. Well, when I make this section of 12, I don't want to add that on and have an overall length of 92. You have to watch which direction you're extruding and make sure that you are joining them, that you are adding material. Okay. Parts in millimeters. New design in millimeters. First off with the base. Use the origin, again, to your benefit. Center hole, outside diameter. Let's set those first. So this inside bore is 20. This outside diameter is 76. Now I need to make a point of reference for one of these holes. By using my line and setting it vertically, I know that it aligns. Being that the distance from center of one hole to the center of the other is 58, this radius, the distance from the center, is half of that, 58 divided by 2. And I have a diameter hole of 8. Now I want this hole to happen 6 times, equally spaced. I'm in my sketch. I'm going to use circular pattern in the sketch toolbar at this point. Circular pattern. What is the object that I want to pattern? That is this circle. Where is the center point? What do I want this to revolve around? For me, it's this origin. Right now, it is happening 3 times. I want it to happen 6. So there are my equally spaced holes. The fact that I've already set this diameter and the distance from the center and made this happen 6 times using circular pattern, I have created equally spaced holes. This material thickness is 10 millimeters. As I go to add material, keep in mind that I already have 10 millimeters worth of material here. I'm going to sketch 2 circles to create that cylindrical center section. And this outside diameter is 36. I am now going to extrude this. Again, I already have 10 millimeters, so I'm only going to add 60. I don't think I added 60. No, 60. When I go to add this diamond-shaped feature on this end with the tangent line construction, when I go to extrude it, I want to extrude back into here since I now have an overall length of 70. Sorry, again. From here to here is 70. I don't want to cut it, which is a pretty common mistake. But I do have a flat surface to sketch on. And I'm going to start by drawing a line. I want this center to line up vertically. There's a hole and there's an outside radius and the distance from the center. I also have a circle for this center section. And I'm going to create a tangent line. Instead of making those tangent lines over and over again, I can mirror it. Okay, so that's all this is my line to mirror on. And I have the hole. I don't want to alleviate the hole. All right. So this outside radius is 12. I drew a circle, so 24. The hole diameter is 10. This has a radius of 25, which is 50 in terms of diameter. The distance to the center. The distance from one center to the other is 38. Tangent line construction. The fact that I am going from curve to curve, I will not get 2 points of tangency. I can get 1 point of tangency. There's my tangent point. This one I have to add the constraint. There is my point of tangency. I could mirror this. I'm going to just show it again. If I start on one curve and go to the other, I am not getting 2 points of tangency. This one here is not tangent. I want to add a constraint that this is tangent. So instead of doing all this again, I'm going to mirror it. I want to mirror these features on that little line that I made. So when I go to extrude this, I want to go 12 in this direction. So take note to how this is being added or cut. Right now I'm using join, which is correct. Minus 12 millimeters. I want this to become a solid body and hit OK. I still have one solid body. The counter bore. It is a diameter of 26 and it is cut 25 millimeters in. I have a chamfer around this edge that is 3 at 45. Equal spacing since it's on the 45. Sorry, equal distance. So structurally, I'm set. I need some casting fillets. The fact that this is tangent, one indication that you did not make this tangent is your fillet will not run all the way around. This should run all the way around. A couple more, and they are a radius of 2. CI stands for cast iron. There is no fillet on this edge. This base is machined. Cast iron. Machined surfaces. All these holes are going to get machined. The chamfer is machined. There's no hatch pattern. So I'm going to work inside here. These are all machined. and then all the holes and the bottom surface is machined. There you have it. Sketch circular pattern for equally spaced holes in this one.